This is a Brawl Network production. You're listening to the Warriors Brawl Podcast.
Curry, long distance, puts it in. Stephen Curry with another. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Here are your hosts, comedians, and Golden State Warrior die-hard fans, Eli and Derek.
What we guys Paul?
Welcome back to Warriors Brawl. All things Warriors all the motherfucking time.
We are back, and pretty good week.
Yeah, man.
Kind of
above
went
500.
Kind of went how we expected it to go.
You gotta beat them teams you're supposed to beat, bruh.
We
if
gotta
you want to get to the playoffs.
We got to beat the teams we're supposed to beat. But we do have to, at this point, we do kind of have to start beating some games where we're the underdog, because we are, we're starting to be very comfortably in the 8th seed spot.
And you don't want to sit right there.
Like, no.
Actually, now playing the Lakers first, not that bad. But will they be in number one if AD's out? Right.
But we just got to, what's it called? The Suns are starting to separate comfortably into that 4th seed.
Not good.
Spurs and Nuggets though are also, we got a couple more losses than all those teams, so we really got to start stringing some wins together and try to go on a run here if we want to avoid the play-in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't want to. I still think you get the 4 or 5. A little slump here. Them injuries hurt. I mean, like, ouch.
Yeah, I know. But, like, even does a rookie and Kevon Looney help our situation that much?
Yes. You got to have some size, man, especially, like, how it's so spread out now. You're not going to have a bunch of people in the lane. You need at least one big guy. That changes a lot.
Right, with Curry being the guy, yeah.
I think that changes a lot. But, it's early. It's early. More bodies will fall. Maybe you get your bodies back.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, this schedule is crazy, man.
I know.
It's games all the fucking time.
I don't have anything to do because of fucking coronavirus, so I'm glad that at least I can watch the NBA every night.
Yeah. The league is back. And it's about to hit that home stretch, man. Like, usually after the All-Star break, that's when it gets serious, bro. So, yeah, right. They need to tighten up.
I missed I got to be honest. I can't be the consummate professional that I try to be all the time. I did miss the Nets game. I mean, to be fair, my lady wanted to hang out, and I didn't want to get her mad at me. And to all of our listeners out there,
you're cheating on Steph Curry with your girlfriend.
To all of our listeners out there, I can only give you this rockin' half hour of entertainment each week if your boy's happy and happy wife, happy life, all that.
Oh, y'all got married. Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying. But I was keeping I just had the feeling that we were going to get blown out. But I kept my finger on the pulse of the game, kept checking my phone. And once it was clear that, yes, what I thought would happen, which is we were going to get blown out, that's when I was like, all right, we can – I don't need to catch the second half or even the fourth quarter of this game. You know what I mean? It was like we are dead in the water.
Yo, you have to have some rim protection when you play the Nets,
or at least somebody that can grab rebounds, because they launch from deep a lot, and those usually have balls that sort of bounce up high in the air. So just having somebody to jump up and get it would have been nice. But I want to start with this. They played a really nice Kevin Durant video, which I did see before the game, and
did he cry?
No, but it
goddamn sniper.
It made me, I do want to be thank you, Kevin Durant. I want to say it. I was
what? That's off brand for you.
I know. I was salty about him leaving, and I still am, and we'll get to that. But we had a great run, and that was some of the most. That team was one of the best teams in history, Yeah. So I don't know who could have beaten that team.
It's only one answer in my mind.
I know you think that's
72-10.
That
Chicago
the 72-10 Bulls
could have,
but
that would have beat them.
I don't even know, dude. I mean, as good as Michael Jordan is he better than Durant and Steph Curry combined?
Yes.
Oh my God!
When you put Scottie Pippen, the fact that you put Scottie Pippen out there with him, he's not going to be guarded.
That's two. We also have Clay.
But you named two. They also had
Scottie Pippen versus Klay Thompson. You think Scottie Pippen's that much better than Klay Thompson?
He's not going to chase Klay Thompson. Jordan probably chases Klay Thompson because he's better getting around screens.
Who chases Steph? Coach?
No. Steph is going to be guarded by Ron Harper, he's no slouch as far as defense goes, and he's got 4 inches on Steph, so they probably throw him on Steph, and then Scottie Pippen's chest to chest with KD. It's going to be a battle, but I think the Bulls winning on the defense side. That defense is it was fucking bananas.
And
Draymond's going to be neutralized. But, Draymond is such a volatile guy, such an emotional guy.
Yeah, but so is what's-his-face? Dennis Rodman.
If you look at Dennis Rodman's career, he is much more controlled than anything else. He's going to do Draymond what he did to Lonzo Mourning. He's just going to pester him until Draymond makes a mistake, like he did when he kicked LeBron in the nuts.
I would love to see Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green just bark at each other.
That would be hilarious. Do you remember? Have you seen the clip of? I think it was in The Last Dance when Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone was getting into it when they both doing that wrestling flopping thing where they're falling, and then they get up and fall again. I think that's him and Draymond, the whole series. It'd be good to watch. Yeah. But it's just a hypothetical. But if any team could beat them, it'd be that team because it's.
So you admit that they would have a shot.
Yeah, but it's the hypothetical shit.
Right. We'll never know.
It's like me saying what I would do if I was dating Halle Berry.
Right.
I'd take her to the mall. we go to the Cheesecake Factory.
But either way, that was really cool, and it was great. And I wish she was still.
Well, I'm happy for you. It sounds like you had some emotional healing behind that whole.
Listen, I still think it's a bitch-ass move to fucking say you want to go win a championship on your own and then form another super team. I mean, what, you can't get it done with Kyrie and Jared Allen and Karis LeVert and all those boys?
That's very interesting look at it, but what's the more bitch-ass move, joining the 73-9 team or leaving said team?
Yeah, I just think that, this is why Kevin Durant will never be better than LeBron James or Steph Curry.
LeBron left, too. Now, Steph stayed.
Steph stayed the whole time.
Yeah. But, when you're not a megastar coming into the league, you can't pull that kind of move. Or you're less likely. It's kind of like Tom Brady. You come in, no hype at all. You're fighting. You're scrapping for everything. I think you're more likely to stay in that regard. But LeBron, he's been called Jesus in basketball shorts since.
LeBron does like to stack the deck because him and Anthony Davis, I don't really have a problem with because most teams have two guys, Yeah. But when he tried to get Kawhi Leonard, I was like, oh God, come on.
That was a bit much. How cheat codish would that have been?
Oh my
God,
that'd
been the Warriors all over again.
That defense.
Durant.
That defense would have been. You wouldn't have made.
The fact you got two 6'7", 200+ athletic monsters on the same team, and then you got AD at center or forward, whatever he wants to play. That is
yeah.
But the league is free market driven right now. The Warriors are a team that's an exception,
right? We're
not a good team that drafted the nucleus of players.
That's what's missing in today's NBA because
you can't find another team
even watching just Steph and Draymond, it's really cool to see two guys that have been playing together for so long that they just know where each other is going to be. They know how to. They play with each other so good, and that is something that I really I maybe I don't wish that for the rest of the league because it kind of makes it special, but it's just a cool thing to watch.
It's an anomaly, but you know the word.
Yeah, anomaly.
Anomaly now because it's like
I've been playing Star Trek.
Who else did Middleton go straight to the Bucks out of college?
I don't know, but I do know that Steph is the longest tenured player in the
and
NBA.
Draymond's number 2, right? And Clay's number 2 and Draymond's number 3, right? It's something like that. It's nuts. I saw that list and all three of those guys are on the list.
Right, yeah. So we're there, man. We're there. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But that was cool. I'm always going to love Kevin Durant. Honestly, he's just an amazing player.
Yeah.
I wish, after your team gets eliminated, obviously, and we're going to talk you kind of – this is what I do, at least when I watch sports. When my team season ends, then you choose another team to sort of root for the rest of the way, because it's, for me, when I watch sports, it's just fun to root for somebody. And I would have gone with KD all the way. I live in Brooklyn, even though I hated Kyrie, but now it's like I hate Kyrie and I really hate James Harden. So it's like
why you hate James?
I just think he's a fucking floppy fucking piece of shit.
Well,
and
LeBron flops too. Did you hear Stephen A's perspective on flopping?
What?
It's pretty much you're doing it to gain an advantage in the game, so he doesn't have a problem with it. And it's kind of like what it is. That's how I look at it too. If the league really has a problem with it, you have to.
They don't have a problem with it,
but as far as the league goes.
I want them to change the rule though, because it's not a basketball move. It's not a basketball move to get a guy to jump in the air ahead of you, but then leap forward into him so you get a call.
Yeah. Now that part is like crazy, but.
Especially
it's
when,
like flopping,
when you can have bad breath on LeBron James, they'll get him to the line, but fucking Steph Curry's going to the lane, they're scratching and clawing at him, and he doesn't get that many calls.
He gets the superstar calls too.
Not that much. You look at his fucking for the amount that he goes to the rack and the amount that he gets. He doesn't go to the free throw line that much in comparison to other superstars.
Well, like he has a lot more tricks in his bag than what LeBron does, so I can see LeBron going more in that regard. But like stars always get the calls, man. It's how it's always been, even like back when they were like hammering people.
It always will be.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like that's the face of the league. How much money does Steph Curry and LeBron James make for the NBA? Tons. So you got to protect your assets.
Right.
It's like protect the quarterback in football. But like that floppy shit is kind of out of hand. But it's like a lot of shit. It's like like every game you watch, right? You'll see a guy drive through the lane, get hit, and he's like, "Hey." Right. Kobe Bryant's the first one I really heard they doing that a lot. Hey, because they hear that and they'll blow that whistle. So the floppy shit is kind of the same, but like you're right. Like the jumping, like pump faking, and like a guy just jumps, but it's not in your lane. Right. And you just jump over to hit him. That's terrible, man.
Right.
But the refs, it's up to the refs to stop calling it. It's up to the league to get on top of it. It's like, yo, we're not going to call that anymore. And then guys will stop doing it.
Right.
The fact you call it, like, shoot, you competing at the highest level, man. You trying to get any kind of
advantage you can.
Advantage, yeah. That's why I drink before I do my comedy.
Well,
it's my happy juice.
Yeah,
but like, I think didn't LeBron and Kuzma got fined after a game for some kind of flopping shit this week?
Oh, I don't know.
That's how they got to talk about it on First Take.
I have enough basketball to watch with the Warriors.
Yeah. Are the guys back yet? I haven't. You know, I'm worse than you. I haven't seen it. Is Kevon Looney back?
No, he's going to be reevaluated today. And James Wiseman should be back next week, but he still had some pain in his. He still had some pain in his wrist, so they're holding him out.
You're supposed to heal fast when you're young.
I know. Well, it's fucking. I mean, it was a nasty fall. The problem is when you get caught up at the rim with somebody, you know, you fall so far. Like if you get hung up on the rim and somebody knocks you, so you lose your grip on it, and then you just fall 10 feet onto your wrist.
Dude, that is a scary half a second.
Right.
I've done that a couple times, but like luckily I didn't fall on a limb or nothing. It was like my back, which is like scary enough, but I didn't get hurt or anything.
Right.
And that's playing.
That's how Clay got hurt.
That's playing pickup basketball too. I wasn't getting paid millions.
Yeah, I know.
And I got up. I was kind of ready to fight, but then I calmed down. It's like, because shit happens.
Yeah. But either way, Kevin Durant, I hope you have fun in Brooklyn. I hope it's everything you ever wanted. But, yeah.
So the question I have for you, Eli, is that your number 2 team now? Because if so, when COVID ends, we can go to a game. For these
I'll still go to a game.
Before these ticket prices skyrocket.
Dude, this is fucking New York. Nobody gives a shit about the Brooklyn Nets. I'm about the Knicks, all right?
Now, we can go see a courtside of that fucking trash-ass game.
Dude, I'm all about the fucking Knicks, dude. That's the classic. The New York Knicks? Come on, that's a sick team.
I can think of 20 things I'd rather see at Madison Square Garden than the Knicks.
Yeah? Is one of them Adele?
I would go see Adele set fire to the rain before I go watch a Knickerbockers play.
Dude, the Knickerbockers are sick. Come on, it's New York, okay?
Hey,
we don't care about the Nets. We care about the fucking Knicks.
The Nets belong in Jersey.
No, I mean, I like the Jazz a lot. I think
they are looking very strong.
I've always liked that team. I like Donovan Mitchell. I like Joe Ingles. You know, I've always just sort of liked the way they play. and how they play together. And I like what's his name, the coach Snyder.
Snyder, yeah. He's a former Duke alum, Coach K. He's a Coach K guy.
Yeah, so they've always just been like sort of a fun team that I appreciate. I like that they're defensively.
Think that when the dust settles and we get into the playoffs, do you think they are a serious contender?
Well,
I know Spider-Man's going to come to play.
Right.
I know old man Joe Ingles is going to come to play.
And the French kiss.
But after that,
Gobert.
I do not know. I trust Gobert defensively, but I don't know if they got enough.
Mike Conley's playing a lot better.
Like the Clippers don't get talked about enough, I don't think, because the egg they laid in the bubble last time. But
well,
Paul George is pissed off.
It's not just
he looks like he's on a mission.
the egg that they. It's not just the egg they laid. Mm-hmm. It's that they didn't improve in the areas that they should have improved. They lost
Montrez.
They lost Trez Harrell. Lou Williams ain't playing what he. So it's not even that they're the same team. Yeah. It's not that they didn't address the same. It's not that they didn't address their issues. It's not that they're the same team. It's that in a lot of ways they're probably worse.
They got worse. That record looks good.
Sure.
And one thing I think is a big improvement from last year is the robot.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard's playing
back-to-backs now.
But I just haven't seen Paul George ever play good in the postseason for me to think that's going to change.
I have. It's been a long time, though. But he does have a record. Like, he took the Heat to, 7 games with Roy Hibbert as the second-best player.
Was it
16?
Right. Long time ago, and also, it's still it's not a matter about just playing well, which he hasn't, but it's also about getting the actual win. James Harden has put up decent numbers in the postseason, but do you trust him at the end of a game?
Well, I trust James in the playoffs, in a playoff series, like game 1 through 5. The deeper you get, the tight. But that's everybody. The deeper you get, the tighter you get. The bubble. I don't know. I think they're gonna go to a bubble situation this year. So I don't know. It depends. But I'm not ready to just throw. I'm not ready to throw Utah past the Lakers if they're healthy.
Right.
I'm not ready to put them past the Nuggets.
Seriously, the Nuggets are 7th.
And I'm not. Man, fine. Look, man.
They lost Jeremy Grant.
Hey, look, man. I'm just picking.
Right.
Like, I do think Jamal Murray and Jokic in the playoffs, those are 2 dynamite players, right?
If you're going to be playing if you're going to be playing a traditional center for that many minutes in the modern NBA, he's got to give you something defensively.
Yeah. Does he? Does really? As little defenses is being played out here in these streets.
Because
people put the
because everybody knows defense doesn't matter in the regular season as much.
No, not as much. It gets tighter in the playoffs. That's
why
I'm not really worried about it that much right now. But Jokic gives you so much on the offensive end. I don't have a problem with it. But who's going to – I do have an issue. They got some new guy. I was watching them play. They have a new guy that's taking the Jeremy Grant role, which is pretty much, from what I saw, makes smart plays on offense, hit your outside shots, and then play great defense on whoever their top wing defender is.
Oh, I don't know.
If anything, they're going to miss him on that end because Jeremy Grant was balling defensively, man.
Right.
I don't know. How did that fall apart? They ain't have enough money. I'm like, how does a man go from the West Conference Finals to deciding he's going to play for the Pistons?
He's a nutbag, dude. He's a nutbag. they paid him. They offered him the same dollar amount as the Detroit Pistons, but he wanted to be used more and wanted to be showcased more and wanted to score more points. So he decided to go to fucking the worst fucking franchise in the NBA.
Who coaches the Nuggets? Is that Malone? What is he thinking? That's when you lie to the player.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know we were in Houston last year. Let me tell you, I got big plans going over there. We're gonna give it to you a lot. I want you to be the number 2 option on this team. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be you, Jokic, and then Jamal. Well, I can't be mad at him, but damn, you went to Detroit.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know. I still have them as a top tier.
I'm not saying that the Jazz are my pick, but I'm just saying I like an underdog. I want to see somebody win who hasn't won, and I don't know. The Clippers, man, that might be cool too. I mean, I do like Kawhi Leonard a lot, but
well, you can't get no more underdog than the Clippers. They have been a punchline their entire existence, just about.
Right.
So you trust the Jazz more? You trust the Clippers?
It's tough because
oh my God.
There's so much more of a complete team, from top to bottom. Whereas the Clippers, they are missing a point guard. They're missing a big man. Lou Williams, their bench is, getting depleted. But at the same time, Kawhi Leonard,
he's a very consistent player.
He's very clutch.
Like that Game 7 last year was outside of his normal shit.
Right.
But I think when your team is thinking up, it's kind of like you've seen games where everybody on the team is missing free throws, and then their top free throw shooter goes to the line and misses too. Right. It's like that shit it kind of gets into the psyche of everybody.
Right.
But I don't know.
So,
but you're right. That whole point guard thing is that is very key. They really do need somebody to run that show.
Right. But I don't know. We're getting a little side.
Just talking about the entire league.
We're talking about the entire league. But, not much has happened. We didn't really learn much about the Warriors. We'll talk about some things that I'm worried about with them, and we'll also talk about some fiery comments made by Draymond, and we'll talk a little bit more about the rest of the league. But first, let's take a quick break and hear from our sponsors.
No doubt.
Fellas, we are in the thick of winter, and a storm's a brewing. It looks like 1 to 3 inches are in the forecast. When you trim that hibernation bush that's taking place in your pants. It looks like 1 to 3 inches are in the forecast when you trim that hibernation bush that's taking place in your pants. What are they trying to say? That there's 1 to 3 inches of pubic hair?
Yeah, pube hair piling up just like the snow.
3 inches.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Does pube hair even grow that long?
I'm a Jew, and that's a lot. That's I never heard of that.
I'm gonna have to straighten my ball hair to see if it's that long.
Yeah, just have a fucking have a James Brown on your fucking around your dick.
It is the hardest working man in my show business. My penis.
Luckily, we have partners at Manscaped that specialize in products to make sure you're walking around town with a beautiful fucking package. I don't know if my dick can ever be beautiful, but I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, in a way, it's like my pubes are like a beard for a guy with no chin. Like it can cover it up. But on the other hand, when you shave it, your chin looks bigger, if you know what I mean. So,
factoid.
So I don't know what you do. I do keep it nice and tight because I'm sick of my girl going down on me and and then she puts her face off my cock and then pulls a hair out, you know what I mean, of her mouth. There's nothing more embarrassing than that. You have that happen?
No.
She's giving you a great blowjob, then just take a break and pull the fucking thing out of her teeth.
I'm like, what are you taking a break for?
I'm like, what are you doing? Your dentist said you need to floss more. Anyway, Manscaped is thankfully here. They've helped my whole grooming experience, and they're here to help you too. The best thing about it is they have this thing called the Lawnmower 3.0, and it's the best hygiene tool for the man. It's like a buzzer that reduces nicks and cuts, and it really just, it's got a ceramic blade and this thing called skin-safe technology that reduced snags and cuts. And it's waterproof, so you can take it in the shower. So it really just makes cleaning up down there a breeze. And it's good. What's the expression? You gotta
dress the part.
You gotta trim the bushes to see the tree or something.
Can't see the forest for the trees. I have no idea.
My girlfriend's Spanish, so her English is kind of broken, but sometimes she tries to mix in some English colloquialisms, and it's so funny. She's like, you have to trim the trees to see the forest. You have to trim the trees to see the forest. I'm like, I think that's almost it. But anyway, yeah, just shave your fucking nuts, okay? Do it for your ladies. And it's a great buy. It comes with the perfect package 3.0. Sounds like my dick is the product that they're offering. It comes with the lawnmower. It comes with which is the thing for your nuts. It comes with this thing called the Weed Whacker, which is an ear and nose hair trimmer. Performance boxer briefs and a travel bag, so you can take it all with you. And the ear and the nose hair trimmer, that's big because do you know that 79% of partners polled that they admitted that long nose hair is a major turnoff?
Only 79? That shit is gross. That should be 99.
Have you ever has your girl ever complained about your nose hair or your ear hair?
I'm not there yet.
Really? You're like 59.
I pray to God I never get there. 59? That's harsh.
It'll come eventually. Anyway, you might as well use the best tools for the job. This bundle comes with a crop preserver ball deodorant and a crop reviver ball toner.
That's my balls need to tone up.
That is the funniest thing. I haven't been brave enough to use it yet. But the crop preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant that you make your balls smell nice and make you feel like your testes are like walking in a winter wonderland. Yeah, the deodorant, it has what does it have? It has a hint of dark applewood and honeysuckle and ocean breeze. I mean, literally, your balls are gonna smell like a nice glass of Sauvignon Blanc. And the crop reviver is spray toner for your balls. I would never say that to a white guy that it's okay to do blackface.
You can darken your balls.
But what about black penis?
That's fine. That's fine. Nobody's looking unless it's time to look.
Anyway, don't get cold feet this winter. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BRAWL at manscaped.com. They have a ton of amazing men's hygiene products. Take a look for what you want, but just get 20% off and with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code BRAWL. You got to use that code to get the promo, to get the discount, and to help us out. So 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code BRAWL. Thank you to Manscaped for making our wieners look so good.
Yes, make your testes your besties.
There you
is
go.
What I say.
Okay. And we're back to the NBA. So Draymond Green was in the news today. I guess we got to start with basically just if you guys didn't know what happened, Andre Drummond, 27 years old, a consistent double-double guy, one of the best rebounders in the league. Anyway, the team is trying to trade him, and so before the deadline, and so they have opted not to play him until they can because they don't want
because the injury will fuck up the trade. I guess.
Yeah, because exactamente. So
like somebody can hurt Drummond.
He's
a huge man.
Yeah, but he's been injured. Those big guys, they get injured. Look at James Wiseman. Look at Anthony Davis. More on that in a bit.
But those guys are a little more wiry than Drummond.
Right, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And so Draymond basically came on into the presser and was like, "It's fucked up that, basically a team if they want to trade a guy can essentially bench him and not use him, but if a player wants to be traded, if they try to not use themselves, if they try not to play as hard because they don't want to risk injury, or they don't feel like they don't like their situation, then they get
just
demonized
on the court. Yeah. Because it's
and I do think that there's an interesting caveat to this whole thing that they didn't really talk about that Draymond didn't bring up in the presser was that this is Andre Drummond's. This is a contract year for him, so he wants to play.
Yeah.
He wants to play as much as possible as possible because he's trying to get that money.
That money.
So that's something. I think it's an interesting fold. I think if he had at least a year or 2 years, for example, left on his contract, and they were like sitting him for a couple games, and kind of like, yeah, I mean, I know that I like to get paid without doing any work. Hello, that's what I've been doing for a year with unemployment checks, and it's great.
I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if it'll affect his money in his next contract. He's been super consistent. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a top-notch defender, top-notch
great
rebounder,
about 10 to 20 points.
A few points, a few hustle points. But It's the whole fucking it's the worker bee thing, right? It's the capitalism model, right?
Right.
It's like Jeff Bezos versus the guy in the warehouse, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it's like
what are you gonna do?
They do it like that because they have all the power. And like your only leverage is like James Harden went out there and stunk it up, like Draymond said. That's all you can do as a player.
Right.
Yeah, you don't really have much. You can force trades. You got free agency, but you don't have as many options as the team does. But I think that's just par for the course. Like, how do you change that situation? What can you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a hard thing because I'm trying to be I try to be as, player like supportive as I want to, but like I think the difference is we live in a world where it's like we have bosses, like we have a capitalist society, and that's just, what it is. And people are getting fucked over by their bosses all the time. People don't like how their bosses treat them all the time. But like, that's the world we live in. And I think the difference is with these players demanding a trade. No, I don't like. Well, yeah. I'll finish this point and then I'll move on. But like with these players demanding trades, like with the James Harden thing, he had 2 more years left on his contract. So did Kyrie Irving when they traded him to the Boston Celtics. I don't like when a team decides to pay you millions of dollars and you sign on the dotted line saying I will play for you, and then 2 years in being like I want to, or when you still have 2 more years left to demand a trade. If you have 1 year, I'm a little bit more forgiving because it's just 1 year. But when you they should be getting a good amount of time left with you, and you agreed to it.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, dude, because it's like you're playing this sport, right? You get paid millions of dollars.
Plus, you like your job.
Yeah.
Nobody likes their job.
So it's like it's I don't know. All these situations are different. Like with Harden, it was like he wants to leave because the organization is dysfunctional in his eyes. But you are a major cog in that dysfunction. Right. They gave you everything you wanted.
And you couldn't make it work.
Which is their fault. They should never did that shit. You couldn't make it work, and now you want out. But as an organization, what you going to do? You're going to let this dude just get fatter and fatter and just not shoot? Like, I knew it was serious when he stopped shooting. Like, Harden not even shooting, dude. He just hot potatoing the ball. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't really think I have a problem with how the Pistons are treating them.
Well, it's the Cavaliers.
Shit.
The Pistons are trying to trade Blake Griffin, so they're not playing him.
Set up. But I don't know. You don't want him to get hurt because then you can't get anything for him.
Right.
But why don't you just reduce his minutes or something? I don't know.
Right.
It's weird because he can get hurt. Like if he just now that you're not playing him. He probably wants to stay in shape, so he's playing pickup games. He can get hurt playing the pickup game.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so why don't you just play him? I don't get it. Just reduce
but
his minutes.
It's not like they're not paying him. He's still getting paid for all this stuff. So I don't really know. I don't really understand. But at the same time,
until Draymond grabs 8 rebounds a game, I don't hear nothing from him. Just kidding.
But yeah, I get what he's trying to say, and I actually do love that he's sticking up for his
well, it's like a big fraternity when you're an NBA player.
Yeah,
But he's right though. The team and with the whole Harden thing and the whole people being under contract and not playing, you could be under contract and the team would trade you in a heartbeat. You find out, like he said about Boogie. Boogie found out he got traded in the interview.
Right.
So if it's gonna be cutthroat, let the players. I don't have a problem with what Harden did. You want out. And you can force your way out because you're that good, so be it. I don't really care. And it comes down to the owners and what they want to do as far as like whether or not they want you to be a bum on the team the rest of the season or get rid of you.
Right.
More times than not, they're going to get rid of you because it's not good. When your best player is disgruntled, it's like, how you going to win like that? And he's going to be disgruntled until you get rid of him. So how do you rebuild until he's gone?
Right. You kind of got to cut your losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a weird. It's such a. I mean, I think, this player empowerment thing. It's like, it's so good in a lot of ways. It makes the offseason really exciting. It adds the drama of the league. Obviously, as diehard Warriors fans, we've been the recipients of player mobility with Kevin Durant coming and delivering 2 chips.
Yeah,
could have been 5.
I'm always on the side of the players, man. I've seen like. The organization can make their money. But I've seen, like, what happened to Grant Hill was terrible. Like, the way he came back too early on the ankle and hurt it. And he was amazing. He was amazing. And then after he just destroyed his ankle, it was a shadow of his former self.
Right.
Still got in the Basketball Hall of Fame. That's how good he was. But, like, you don't want to see a player just get run into the ground.
Right.
But I don't know. It's weird. But I can't be mad at the owners either. It's like, I don't like. If the Cavaliers want to sit him so he's healthy during the trade.
They have three centers. They have Jared Allen, JaVale McGee.
Whose fault is that?
And Andre Drummond. Yeah, I know. But they gotta get rid of somebody.
And he's probably the only one they can get actual value for. Right. I guess Allen, you can get Jared Allen. You can get some value for him.
Do we go?
They probably want to keep him.
Do we try to trade Kevon Looney and Eric Paschall
for Drummond?
For Drummond.
Maybe Paschall. Because you're going to need big bodies, right? Because Jokic is sitting right there, and Davis is right there, and then you got Gobert right there.
Right.
So you need something in there.
Right. But we lost.
I think you might have enough right now if they can get healthy. You might have enough right now because it's not that big game. The game's not big man centric, but you do need somebody.
And I think Joe Lacob is notoriously loose with his wallet, but I think right now, because we don't have Clay and like our chances of winning a championship are slim, and they're not getting that revenue from the fans, which is like the major source of income. It's like they're kind of just like, what are we doing? Like, let's just.
He's looking at the future. He's like, he strikes me the type of guy that pays to win right away.
Right, he does, but but at the end of the day, it's a business. So, I did hear that some rumblings going around for Andre Drummond. I don't know if it's just Kevon and Eric Paschall that they would bite on, but
like I don't think you have anything. It's defensively and on the boards as good.
They can
as
take
that
Brad
guy.
Wanamaker. That'd be great too.
You always have a new guy you hate on. Wanamaker, I'm predicting right now, next game he will score 50.
He has not been playing great.
He's not a scorer though.
He's not been playing great.
Yeah, he's not a scorer though. Like a lot of his stuff, you get a lot of the benefit you get from having him. You can't really point at on the stat sheet.
I guess.
But playing him against the big guys is not.
But let's talk while we're still we'll get to Brad in a second. But while we're talking about Draymond Green, can we talk about this fucking assist fucking revolution he's having? He's gotten more than 10 assists in the past, 5 games. He's getting 15 assists a game. It's insane. Yeah. Some of his passes are insane.
Yeah. What was he doing on the backboard, though, Eli? I'm sorry. I'm just fucking with you. When it comes to Draymond, I love fucking with you.
It's hard for us to rebound right now because we're so undersized. You know that.
But he's probably he's one of the best power forward passes I've ever seen.
And while Clay is out, Steph really can't be the point guard right now because without Clay, they'll just double Steph.
Steph has to cook. He has to be out there scoring points, or you're not going to be in most of these games.
Right. So he has to run around and get away from these defenders.
But who better to throw assists to than that guy?
I love Draymond Green. Brad Wanamaker's been in a shooting slump, and so is Andrew Wiggins, which is starting to worry me.
Wanamaker's not a shooter. Now, if Wiggins stop hitting shots, you have a serious problem, especially if you're talking about trying to get to the playoffs.
He was shooting so well, but he's going through a shooting slump. But is it a slump or is he just going?
How was he the last 3 games? Because I haven't been doing my homework.
Not great. He's missing a lot.
And I know what he had. He had
last
he
night.
He had 2 out of 3 bad shooting games last 5 weeks.
Last night he scored 6 out of 14 or something. 6 out of 15.
It ain't that bad. One more make and he's right where he needs to be. So I don't think that's that bad.
Yeah, but it's starting to build up, and I'm just worried. I'm worried that he's floating back to the mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
But then again, when Clay comes back, he won't be used as much, so it might be better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
But I don't know. Clay's not a volume. That's the best thing about playing on the Warriors team. You got 2 hell of efficient guys.
Steph Curry is shooting 70% from the field right now.
Efficient, man, and it's so you can find your shots. All you gotta do is keep moving. Draymond will pass it to you.
Yeah.
So he's fine. I'm not worried about him.
Yeah.
It's the other motherfuckers
I know, it's the Brad Wanamakers of the world.
But like you have so
and
many,
the fucking Kelly Oubre.
But you have
every time,
you have so many replaceable wing players.
Even on his good
they can
games,
pick up the slack.
I'm like, Kelly Oubre, did you just not get it? This is the Warriors. The last night against the Cavs, he's barreling down the lane on a fast break, and there's two guys like right in the fucking key. And to his credit, he got up into them and made the shot. But you had other guys on the floor. It's like, move that ball around, dude.
I like that. Rah, Kelly Oubre got. I think he's fine, man. If you get good play out of one of those three, out of Bazemore, Oubre, or Wiggins, you're fine. They don't have to be consistently good. They like one of those guys don't have to do it every night, but it has to be one of those guys to get something done every night.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't think concerning me right now. It's the big guys are out.
Right.
And I think it's easy pickings as far as like scoring in the paint.
It'll be interesting to see how he comes back and how fast we can move him along because, we're still in it. I mean, like I said, we're kind of comfortably in this 8th seed right now, which sucks.
How far back is 9? I gotta check that.
We're close to the Nuggets.
Yeah, you're like a game and a half away from the Nuggets.
But the other teams,
like 1 game away from the Nuggets, 1 game ahead of Memphis, 2 ahead of Dallas, and I think those are the only 2 that probably can catch up with you. New Orleans is weird. I've seen a couple of them New Orleans games. I was like, this is a pretty good team. And then
it's because it's Brandon Ingram's team, and it should really be Zion Williamson's team.
They're not playing through him at all. And I don't know if it's like too early for that or what. But like
maybe too, because he didn't really play that much last year. But
dude, he shoots like 60% from the field, like as a 6'7" guy. It's like I don't know.
Right.
I would try to run it through him more, but I don't.
He's amazing.
Let Stan fuck that up how he wants to.
But anyway, a lot of stuff going on with the Lakers right now. So Anthony Davis has a calf strain, Achilles injury. They say it's not a tear. It's a strain. That's exactly the fucking injury that Kevin Durant had, and it kept him out for over a month. And then he finally came back, played a quarter and a half, and tore it.
Yeah. So
is this the kind of thing that like? I could keep him out for a while. Now,
I would rest him until he feels 100%.
As long as
with that shit, you can feel good, and it's still like bong, snaps. But like, yeah, it's no repeat if he's hurt.
Right.
Zero chance. I'm marking it down now. 0 chance the Lakers win if AD's out. So I would rest. Dude, I might see him till March.
Right.
Why? It's just a couple weeks.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, as long as they can. But you want to get a high seeding. But this is exactly what I was talking about before, though. Is that
his durability?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always been nagging, but this seems like it could be major.
I know. I mean, this is going to be a weird season. We saw this is another bubble season. We saw what the Heat were able to do. So, but we hope that he gets better soon. I hope that he gets better because I really think that right now they're maybe the only team that can stop the Nets.
Wait a minute. I thought you and Kevin Durant made up. What?
Yeah, I did make it up. I don't want to win without us. I want the best time in his career to be with the Warriors.
So no chance the Heat beats them as bad as the Nets defense is.
No chance that.
Well, the Nets, man, they lose to some bad teams, but they've been knocking out a bunch of contenders, a bunch of the top.
You just can't
teams.
Stop them.
They score so much.
You just can't stop them.
It's a bucket a minute. It's a bucket a second almost. It's nuts.
I think what you got to do is you just gotta with the Nets. It's kind of the same strategy that that teams had with the Warriors. You just have to slow them down as best you can, and just do half court sets.
You gotta hope one of the other two fuck up.
Right.
What's his Instagram? Either
Easy money sniper. That's Kevin Durant. I don't think he fucks up though. He doesn't fuck up that much.
He is like as far as like late game offensive weapons.
Right. He's the best.
I haven't seen anybody like him since Kobe.
Right.
Like I guess Kawhi's kind of like that, but
Kevin
when you talking about Kevin Durant, that range stretches.
You know he's going to be open every time.
It stretches, yeah, bro. So it's like
crazy.
You better hope one of the other guys get a game too. You better hope Kyrie mess up or like Harden messes up. But like KD, he's one of the most consistent late game motherfuckers I've ever seen because it's so hard to stop him.
I know.
They can't. I don't know. Like, do they have enough though, man?
Well,
Like?
historically, these high power, high octane offenses have not been able to do it when it really mattered most.
It's very hard to be all offense and win in the playoffs.
Because defense matters in the play. That's when it starts. That's when it starts to come, and that's why I think that's a big reason why James Harden is so bad in the postseason. Even though he puts up points, like you're allowed to get your hands on each other a little bit more, and I think he gets kind of freaked out by it's like they're hitting me. Why can they hit me? I'm supposed to be at the line. I get to the line so much. Shut up.
I think the biggest problem with James in the postseason is that fucking offense they used to run.
Right, and it wore him down.
You can't have your eyes on the other team's best player and the basketball as long as you can in the Houston Rockets system.
Right.
It's hard to win that way. The ball has to move.
Right.
That's why the Warriors have such success. The ball doesn't stop moving.
But I gotta say, and also I gotta before we do the predictions for this next week.
Yeah.
I do gotta say this year started and Steve Kerr was like, we're gonna have a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, a top 10 defense with Andrew Wiggins,
Warriors?
with a rookie, with Steph Curry, like what?
Yo,
with an aging Draymond?
You better not tell me they top 10.
Clean the glass.
There's no way in the hell they're top 10.
Clean the glass. Just ranked their defense 10th in the league. I will be damned. But Steve Kerr,
what is clean the glass?
Did it? It's a metric.
That's what I.
It's an analytics.
That's what I said at the car wash. Hey man, clean the glass.
It's like an analytics based. Organization.
It's like what's the NFL equivalent? Like pro sports.
Yeah.
Pro sports focus.
Yeah.
Football focus.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they had them ranked where?
10th. I'll be damned.
Even with the big guys
Kerr
out.
did it. I know.
But like the fact that like the whole rumor that the Warriors don't play defense, they're all offensive, has always been like a rumor in my mind. The Warriors just had way more possessions. The defense has always been good because it got good communication on the defense. You got a good wing defender in Clay, and then it was Draymond. And like Iguodala playing defense, and then you had Von Looney's no slow. He's not bad on defense. So the Warriors have always been able to play a little defense, and Steve Kerr always preaches that.
Okay. Well, on that note, let's do some predictions.
We need to get a drop for that. Predictions.
So tomorrow, Wednesday.
That's what we should get Barkley guaranteeing it. I guarantee.
So I guess our next pod will record on Wednesday or maybe Thursday because they do a back-to-back. Usually I like to record in between game days so we can review the game and then review the, instead of it becoming like a preview. Because maybe we'll record next Thursday. Let's just say unless we get to maybe we'll record on Thursday. But let's just take these next 5 games and see what happens. We play the Heat tomorrow, the Magic on Friday, Hornets Saturday, Knicks Tuesday, Pacers Wednesday. We lost to the Knicks and Pacers earlier this year. Heat obviously went to the championship last year. They're getting some guys back from injury. They've had the trouble, but they're still a good team. And the Hornets, they got that little LaMelo boy playing whatever. So let's see what we got here. So Heat,
all but one game on the road.
Heat tomorrow.
Yes.
What'd you think?
In Golden State, Miami's looking a lot better now. They're healthy.
Great.
Bam is playing. I'm gonna pick the Heat, man. Big guy's still out.
Probably deeper.
Problem with your bigs out. You got Bam, and then no bigs. That means Jimmy's gonna be attacking the basket more.
But Bam's not a big. He's like a great big, but he's only 6'9".
True, he plays big though.
So is Draymond Green, motherfucker.
Yo, he loves Draymond. So much is almost disgusting.
Okay.
That's a tough one. Can I just do numbers? Can I say y'all gonna win 3 out of these 5?
You'll say we're gonna win 3 out of these 5?
Yeah, don't.
And if you had to say what the 2 losses are, it would be the Heat
Miami
and the Pacers.
And the Pacers, yeah.
All right.
Because Pacers, they got big Sabonis, and then they got Turner. I'm just basing all this off the fact that Small ball is reigning supreme.
No, but we'll get one of our bigs back by the Pacers game for sure.
Yeah.
But he's the rookie.
You might get that one. But those are the only two don't worry about. It's like Charlotte's garbage. But these are road games, though. But I think you'll handle Orlando.
And the Knicks beat us last time.
I think that's no problem. You'll be ready for the Knicks because that last loss. Yeah, I'm saying
so
3 out of 5. Yeah,
I'm gonna say 4 out of 5.
Whoa, you usually on the more.
I know. Well, we gotta. I'm telling you, dude. I'm getting worried that we're gonna be stuck in the 8th seed. I gotta start thinking some positive thoughts. We gotta start winning. 6th seed or bust.
Eli, that's not how predictions work. He's like, we really need wins, so I'm gonna pick more wins.
We're gonna pick more wins. But that's my picks. We're gonna win 4 out of the 5 next week.
So who you think the one loss is gonna be to? The Pacers?
If I had
Charlotte.
If I had to say what our loss is going to be instead of just saying the average of like 4 out of 5, I would say, it's either going to be the Heat or the Pacers. But we have to, let's win the games we're supposed to win, the Magic, Hornets, Knicks, and then let's just try to steal a win from one of these teams that maybe we shouldn't win.
Yeah, like record-wise, I think you got a better record than Miami. The only reason I think you might lose to Miami is like the injuries, and then like Miami's back healthy.
Yeah,
and they're in a little more of a groove right now than I think the Warriors are.
All right,
but I wouldn't be surprised if you got all 5 of these.
I would be, but let's hope for it.
All right. If I'm Steve Kerr, that's what I'm saying. Yo, guys, we're gonna get all 5 of these.
Right. Yeah, we got to. All right, so we'll leave it at that. 4 out of 5. We'll record maybe Thursday, and we'll see what happens. This has been Warriors Ball. We love you.
Peace.